Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel presents. For what's it worth, I am not a great channel to give you a decent suggestion on what cell phone apps are worth downloading and spending your time on. Especially because I only have Pokemon Go and Fallout Shelter on my phone. Otherwise, I use it primarily for emails, phone calls, yes, I call people, and texting. This is more of my own personal opinion on how Bethesda is sitting on a great product that is not being fully utilized. What do we need to know about Fallout Shelter then? Well, the app has been introduced on Bethesda stage during E3's conference when they announced Fallout 4, which happened around the 15th of June 2015.
But we've also done something else for your smartphone and your tablets. A totally new game. I know. We're busy. We do stuff. Back in 2007, we were making Fallout 3, and the iPhone came out, and we just fell in love with it. And we played games on it all the time. And we kept talking about making our own game for it, a separate game from what we would usually normally do. We had a lot of ideas. We kept coming back to this one that we felt would be perfect on a touch screen, and that would be no better anywhere else. So we decided to do it, and here it is. It is called Fallout Shelter. And in it, you get to make your own vault. And you are the overseer controlling everything.
That is a terrible, terrible layout. Please don't construct your Fallout Shelter like that.
You control the people in the vault. It's your job to keep them productive and happy. This is inspired by games, the other games we love, going back 30 years to Little Computer People. You'll see inspirations, obviously, from XCOM, SimCity, FTL, things that we really, really like. Each dweller has full stats. They all level up. There are items. You can give them new outfits, weapons, which they'll need when you send them off into the wasteland. So they'll head off into the wasteland, and they'll have adventures and get stuff. This is actually inspired by an odd little RPG called Progress Quest. If you've never look it up, it's really cute. Resources are important, having the right balance of food, water, and power. There are lots of different rooms you can build, ones that give you resources. Some of them train people. They train your dwellers' stats. The bar, of course, trains charisma. Classroom does intelligence. There are children. More on that in a bit. And you do get rewarded with lunchboxes full of random loot. Accidents can happen, fires can break out, rat roach attacks, raiders can attack. And of course, the best way to get new dwellers is the old-fashioned way. It raises their happiness when they go in the room. And of course, as overseer, you get to name all the babies. And that is Fallout Shelter.
The app was live before the game, and when I launched it for the first time, it had surprisingly enough content to keep me engaged However, I soon realized it's one of the apps that you cannot play constantly due to how the electricity is consumed in the game, which is why I usually plan my vault around massive amounts of nuclear reactors, which I of course require in order to keep the workshops online. Now, why do I want to talk about Fallout Shelter when everyone is currently criticizing Fallout 76? Why don't I just hop on the hate train? Well, I kind of like to do my own thing, and milking a dead cow is pointless. So I rather try to talk about something that actually works and can be expanded upon. So as I said, the game has released before Fallout 4 and was good. I quickly learned that if I don't plan my initial vault well enough with the limited resources that I have available to me, I will be screwed, as water purification was the least of my requirements, food was running out faster, but the energy, oh my god. Boy, the energy requirements for this game. Which is when I learned that if I would have kept the game open for a longer time, few things would have happened. I would have run out of energy. The workshops like purification plants and diners would then go offline, which would render them unable to produce water and food, and therefore my whole vault would just stop functioning, my people would die from starvation, and well, then this basically forced me to restart the entire process. If you spend 3 days working and planning something and it doesn't work out, well, do you say screw it for the rest of your life, or do you roll over the dead body and try to learn something from your failure? Wow, what a terrible description. Let's just try to ignore that and move on with the video and do something different. That is exactly what I did on multiple occasions when after 3 days, for example, I had to restart the vault, create a brand new vault, and try something different that might work. I can tell you right now, after years of playing this game, if I were to try a brand new vault, which I of course right now will not do because losing all the progress which I have would literally kill me, well, you kind of get the point, especially if you have to wait 6 days for creation of a power armor or something. But anyhow, the game has a challenge in it and has a learning curve that players need to interact with in order to learn what is required in order for them to be successful. Now, one thing where Fallout Shelter cannot compete with the AAA titles like the New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 3, etc. is that this is an app. It has lots of time restricted actions such as crafting, exploring, traveling to quests. While in games you go to workbench, if you have the inventory required, bam, you have a laser rifle. Bam, you improve your power armor or construct a brand new one. Bam, you use fast travel on your Pip-Boy to get close enough to get to your current quest. So why do I think by improving Fallout Shelter, Bethesda will fix its image? Well, by now we all know what defines a good game. An enticing game loop that keeps us busy and story that wants us to find out more about the lore of the game. And if the game loop is done well enough, even time restrictions included, you can have a great product that will engage a large amount of audience to it, because for example, in my couple of months old vault, I have acquired over 100 quantum Nuka-Colas, which are purchasable from the store along with other stuff. But the game allows you to acquire these monetary currencies just by playing the game over a long period of time, and that is what Bethesda needs. A game that will keep the audience with them for a long period of time to ensure A, you cannot play it all the time, or you will run into time walls, run out of electricity. But once again, you will have a pleasant loop to experience, which will keep you coming back, as you will want to increase the special stats of your dwellers, craft that T60F power armor and Gatling laser for them, and see them demolish everything during quests with set combo of items. So why is not Bethesda not implementing changes into Fallout Shelter? You see, the last major update for Fallout Shelter was when Fallout Nuka World DLC was announced and released to the public.
Welcome to Nuka World, America's favorite vacation destination. I'm Cappy.
Oh, and I'm Bottle.
And we're here to make sure you have FUN fun during your time at the park.
What if there was a place with all the zip of Nuka-Cola?
That is why you were able to see the two mascots walk into my vault, and when I interacted with them, I got the Quantum or Caps. But why just implement two mascots walking into my vault from one DLC? Why was there never implementation about anything from Far Harbor, or Fallout 3, or New Vegas? You see, I want to make few discussions videos about current state of Bethesda and why I think few things are going on with them, but I mean, would you rather spend money on one of the many sales which happen throughout Fallout Shelter compared to one of the many ridiculous additions to the Atom Shop in Fallout 76? Well, that's a question which you need to ask yourself, especially in case you never experienced Fallout Shelter. But would you rather invest into your functioning vault, or rather pay over $100 for premium account or membership for Fallout 76, which does not work? You see, the difference between the Shelter and the other titles published is that yes, there are bugs, yes, there are transactions, but it's put to the side of the entire game. So the game loop is not affected that much, and you are not forced necessarily to use it. Yes, it can give you advantage, but the lunchboxes are nothing but loot crates, which is again gambling, and from one you can, for example, pull legendary Gatling laser, while from 10 others you will pull just complete junk. But that is the thing, Fallout 76 has massive disadvantage compared to Fallout Shelter. It's set in specific location. And Fallout Shelter can be placed anywhere in the continental United States, meaning content from Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and all their DLCs combined can be applicable. In Fallout 76, you are in West Virginia, and your shelter, who knows, imagine when you enter the loading screen and you see the options. Start your Boston shelter, meaning we are talking Fallout 4. So, more likely running into Institute, Brotherhood of Steel, Mirelurks, and other enemies would be more possible compared to you starting your Fallout shelter in the New Vegas area, which raises difficulty for the player, giving them options to interact with these unique enemies confined to specific areas like super mutants, centaurs, fire ants, Mirelurks, fog crawlers, and other unique enemies which were created along all the games. And all this can increase the difficulty and therefore your interaction with the game and the learning curve, making you more hooked on trying to compete the challenge which is presented to you. And therefore you will work harder on upgrading your vault, as your vault is often raided, but that is the thing Bethesda did not fully utilize, even from stuff that is in Fallout 4. I personally never ran into synths, but you can craft synth armor. Big factions like Institute, NCR, Caesar's Legion, etc. are not presented. I mean, sure, every now and then I will run into Brotherhood of Steel, but it's like two paladins during a quest who tell you that they are on recon mission, and that's about it. And here is where I think Bethesda screwed up. If they own the license and are not trying to utilize all aspects of the game, it's a shame. As I would love to see, for example, me sending out Vault Dwellers into the setting of Far Harbor, where the fog outside would make it a mandatory for you to have to create Radax. As right now, sure, I have ton of Radax, but except of using it after fights with ghouls or rat scorpions, I have zero use for it. There is actually no purpose for me to keep it. And each of these locations can create unique requirements. Far Harbor, easier to make electricity and water, but you need mandatory Radax, otherwise your Vault Dwellers die from rat poisoning. And there can be unique enemy in the Children of the Atom, for example. New Vegas. More water is required to run your vault because it's a freaking desert, and once again, unique enemy, Caesar's Legion. West Virginia setting. Food and water easily processed, however, the enemies and quests are harder to deal with, and your dwellers cannot stay out exploring for more than a day, as they will burn through their supplies faster, which would make you acquire the legendary crafting materials harder to come by. Almost impossible, and therefore you would be forced to upgrade your Overseer's command center so you can start sending out your people for quests where you will get at least one of the legendary crafting materials. So yeah, lots of potential with Bethesda. I just hope someone will ever watch this and think, hey, we should add more stuff there. I would certainly appreciate it. and I am sure you guys would appreciate it too as well, and we would all be able to stick around with Fallout for one more reason, as the world is such an amazing setting that hearing new stories from it is more than enough for us to keep returning back for more. And I just kind of realized that even the idiotic concept which Bethesda implemented for Fallout 76, where there are no NPCs in the world and you only acquire information throughout audio recordings, would actually work perfectly fine in Fallout Shelter, because you would run into a building, you would play a recording, and suddenly you would get a quest location or notification where you would send another group of people afterwards. So yeah, there is tremendous potential in this game. So do let me know in the comments, please, if you played Fallout Shelter. What is your opinion about Fallout Shelter? Did you run into some serious bugs? And how would you like to see Bethesda improve this rare gem, which surprisingly enough is not too buggy? I would be more than happy to read about it in the comment section and have a nice conversation about it. And yeah, that's about it for the video. For more great content, please check out the link in the description, as I publish videos every week, so you will always have something to watch. Once again, it's been a complete pleasure to hang out with you guys. Hopefully I will see you soon. If not, well, it's your loss, what can I tell you? But yeah, the link in the description would lead you to the channel itself, where you can see a wide range of titles which I managed to cover so far. And yeah, maybe check out the channel, some of the videos, maybe heck, click like, maybe subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Till then, I wish you all the best, and goodbye.